Okay, patch 1.14 is here. They buffed colossal swords, colossal weapons, all kinds of colossal weapons. But especially my beloved, my lovely, my one true love, the Watchdog Greatsword. They buffed it. The R1s come out faster. The R2s come out faster. It's everything I ever could have wanted. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. The chase downs. The storm stomp into R2. A true combo. How nasty is that? It is so nasty. It's so oppressive. I can't believe I can't believe they did it. I cannot believe that they did this. It is wild to me. It is absolutely wild to me that they buffed colossal swords like this. They didn't need it. Like, they honestly really didn't need it. They're already these incredibly powerful weapons. They don't need to be any faster. But the god Miyazaki has given us an early Christmas, and wouldn't you know it, you open up the you go downstairs, you're all excited, it's early Christmas morning, and you say, what's that under the tree? And Miyazaki's just kind of sitting there, you know, he's got his cup of coffee, and he's just sitting there because he knows that he got you that gift that he said he wasn't gonna get you, because he said, oh no, it's too expensive, there's no way we can do that. But he knows that he got you that gift. He said, what's under the tree? He's sipping on his little coffee. He's not your real dad. Your real dad's somewhere else. Your real dad's off getting cigarettes. Miyazaki's your real dad. He's here. It's Christmas. You open up the present. What's inside? Faster R1s, faster R2s. Not just on colossal swords, mind you, because he's a generous man. He's a generous new papa who's come to live in your house and sleep in the same bed as your mom. How do you feel about that, kid? How'd that make you feel, white boy? I don't know. Probably pretty okay for some of you. Some of you, I bet, would like that. But lots of different weapons. The R2s got buffed. The R2s have increased speed for straight swords, thrusting swords, heavy thrusting swords, colossal swords, great swords, a bunch of whips, axes, like everything. Almost half of all the weapon types in the game got a buff, which is like wild to me. So you know, we had to test it out on stream. I just got done streaming and I had to make a video about it because we had some insane invasions with our big boys, with our big toys, with our big toys and our large boys. Look at that hyper armor swinging through the R'Lana sword like Ash of War. It's insane. It's crazy. You can't farm these Albinaurics. You can't. I'm putting a ceasefire on the Albinaurics. I'm declaring a ceasefire here. No more farming. Go take a break. Go take a hike, son. So in addition to the increased speed of R2s, we also had some nerfs on some weapons that definitely needed it. Backhand blades getting nerfed back to where they belong. I mean, they're cool weapons, but they needed the nerf for sure. Furious Blade of Ansbach got a buff, so that's cool. I have not really put that on a build yet, but it's neat, and I'm looking into it because I like it, because I think it's cool. I think that his whatchamacallit, the weapon he uses, Jack, the weapon, the scythe that he used got a buff too. But really, you know, the most important thing in life is bullying wizards, and now we get to do more of that. This is my wizard bullying build. I built it specifically to bully wizards and to bully people that use the Moon Veil and that spam spells. We have a lot of damage mitigation. We have a lot of hyper armor. We have some spells. We got some spells that can reduce magic damage. We have some talismans that can reduce magic damage. We're just, you know, this is a real kind of like brain off invader. I let my chat invade me. We did some duels. So, you know, heads up to the big thumbs up, big what's up, thumbs up to the people who invaded with me. The Everyman had a cool build with the long-halved axe, the Death Knight long-half-axed. Long-halved axe. There you go. We love to see it. But yeah, this is the build that I use when I'm like kind of sick of doing invasions on other builds. You know, This is the build that's not cute. I have some other builds that are cute. I try to do cute stuff. I try to do stylish stuff. This is the build that's not cute. This is the one where it's like I'm trying to win, and I'm trying to be a little bit sweaty in the process of winning as well. We have 60 Vigor, of course, but we also have the Erdtree Favor +2 and the Crimson Amber Medallion +3 that you get from the DLC. Brings us up to almost 2200 HP, which is nice. It's nice kind of having that buffer, having a nice fat health bar. We're rocking the scaled set because it has good damage mitigation. You can get it early on. We've even got the little annoying shields. The little shield on our back that makes us less susceptible to status effect buildup. Like, I'm using every trick in the book. We're using magic fortification. I've got the little boluses. You know, I've got defensive stuff in my physic. This is like when I just want to win, when I just want to bully people who are using the moon veil, who are dressed up like Ronnie. You're not Ronnie. Get out of here. I don't appreciate it. I don't respect it. I will not tolerate it in my neighborhood. This used to be a nice neighborhood, and then you guys moved in, and you're casting spells, and you're wearing big hats, and you're doing the whoosh whooshy kind of thing, and you're doing the laser katanas, and before you know it, people are going to be setting up, you know, brick oven pizzerias and places where you can't get a beer for less than $6. $6 for a beer? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you out of your mind? So that's what I use this build for, is when people are trying to gentrify Castle Sol. And I move in here and I say, I'm gonna... What was the, where you just like let off a couple of shots to lower the rent? You know, that's what I'm doing. I'm lowering the rent. I'm lowering the rent with this build. It's annoying, it's oppressive, it's real tanky, it can survive a whole lot of shit. We've got a little bit of Arcane on the build as well, so that we can have status effect build up, mainly with like bleed. If you bleed infuse the Watchdog Greatsword, which is the big one that I have right here, the big boy, you still get an A scaling in strength, and you get some pretty insane bleed buildup, even if you just put a few points into Arcane. Like, I have like 19 or 20 Arcane on this build, mainly so that I could use the Meteoric Ore Greatsword from the DLC, which is super fun. You know, I've done videos with that before. But I mean, if you just a little bit of Arcane goes a long way on a bunch of different builds, especially a strength build. Especially if you just go farm for this sword, you know? Like, you really don't have to do much for it. Look at that, just jump over the Eocade's dancing blade thing into the jumping R1. It's stylish. See, it's not a cute build, it's not a really stylish build, but it gets the job done, and it's fun, and it's tanky, and you can poise through a shit ton of stuff, you know? You don't have to really worry about getting caught out by things the way you do with other builds. This was an interesting fight though. Another person using the scaled set, but they're casting, you know, kind of a dual caster thing. They've got a lot of incantations, they've got some spells that they're ripping, they do some dragon breath stuff, so they got a little bit of Arcane in there, you know, just a little bit, just enough to make it work. But this was, I think this kind of showcases some of the stuff that you see like in this new patch, like just the speed of that R1 on the Colossal Sword. Again, I don't know why they decided to do it. I don't know why they decided to buff these things, but like, thank God, you know? It's just fun to play with Colossal Swords when you're just sort of feeling sick and tired of invasions, of invading the same people, because Colossal Swords are a great counter to what a lot of people do in co-op, which is like fast weapons, chase down weapons. They're not expecting you to trade. Like, and I think a lot of people still try and trade with Colossal weapons, which is nuts to me. But like, that is something that a lot of people still attempt to do, is they're trying to, you're trying to outpoise, the Colossal? No, not today. Not today. And check it out, it's the same guys. We declared peace in Mogwin Palace. We said there's no more fighting here, there's no more farming here, and they came back. So you know we had to do it to him 2 times. We had to do it to him 2 times. I don't get why people co-op here. Like, are you rune farming together? Do you both need to level up? Like, that's the only reason that people really come here, is so that they can farm runes from like the little sitting Albinaurics, and you can get like a good rune farm going on. But I run into people co-oping here all the time. And it's like, you don't really need a buddy to rune farm. I feel like that would just make it slower. So I don't get it. I don't understand it, but I will defend my brethren with my life if necessary. It doesn't turn out that I need to, you know, that I need to put myself in too much danger to beat these guys, because if we're being honest, you know, they're not trying their hardest. They're not sending their best. They're not giving me really a run for my money, but still a fun invasion, you know? Still a fun time, had by all, I'm sure. I'm sure the guy just shield bashing me and hitting me with one hand and trying to trap me in the little twin blade thing is having a good time. But I don't know, maybe he's not. Maybe he's not having a good time. Maybe he's having a bad time. And maybe he's taking out his anger and frustration on these poor innocent Albinaurics. Maybe he's mad that his latency is so high that he's like the Flash over here. We already went through this, man. I've got enough hyper armor to get through that Ash of War. It's not happening. It's not happening today. You gotta try something different. The little jumping R1 on these. God, I love it so much. Just a blast. Just a real quality jumping R1 that we've got. What else did they do in this patch? I don't know. I still have a bunch of stuff to check out. Rolana's cameo buffs your weapon quicker, much quicker, by a factor of like 30% or something. It's insane. It used to take like a second and a half, like 1.5 God-fearing seconds to buff something. You gotta hold that stance, hold that wing stance, hold that unsheathed. Now it takes, I think, 1 second, or like maybe even less than a second. So it's kind of nuts, and I still have yet to actually try it out. But I have a build that I can try that out on. The R2s with straight swords got buffed too, and we love our straight swords, folks. Don't we love our straight swords? Anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching. I love you.